This rapid learning chunk will cover off the power of emotional intelligence. We will learn what is emotional intelligence, why EI is important, the 5 components of EI, and how to self-assess your EI. Research had been going on for some while, certainly in the 1990s, but in 1995, Daniel Goleman wrote his book, Emotional Intelligence. This popularized the whole thinking behind emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman had made emotional intelligence accessible to the multitude. What he was saying was that emotional intelligence is a much more powerful way than IQ in determining who will emerge as a leader. IQ is the threshold competence that you need, but it doesn't make you a star. Emotional intelligence can. What sets star performers apart from average performers is not necessarily the technical skills or having a high IQ. What it is good communications and people skills. IQ is largely what we are given, whereas emotional intelligence can be developed and will continue to grow throughout people's careers. When you look to develop high-performing teams, there are a number of components that result in a team becoming a high-performing team. One is the head. When people in a team understand why they exist as a team, what their roles and responsibilities are, and the simple logic and thinking behind what they are doing, and it just makes sense. The hands, when they understand how they will work, their ways of working, and how they will be prepared, knowledge and skills to deliver their contribution. The heart, when they feel that what the team is doing is right and they want to belong to and play an active part in the team. This becomes the emotional bond to the team. And then the energy, when they believe passionately in the vision and willingly release their personal magic in doing their jobs. They act as role models to the organization. Now, when you look at those characteristics, it is a leader with emotional intelligence that actually brings out the heart and the energy of the team. And that's why it's so important. A definition from Mind Tools. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize your emotions, understand what they are telling you, and realize how your emotions affect people around you. Emotional intelligence also involves your perception of others. When you understand how they feel, this allows you to manage relationships more effectively. So it's this whole area of communications and people skills. So this is the model. This is Goleman's model, starting off with self-awareness. People with high emotional intelligence are usually very self-aware. They understand their emotions, and because of this, they don't let their feelings rule them. They're confident because they trust in their intuition and don't let their emotions get out of control. They're also willing to take an honest look at themselves. They know their strengths and weaknesses, and they work on these areas so that they can perform better. Many people believe that this self-awareness is the most important part of emotional intelligence. Self-regulation. This is the ability to control emotions and impulses. People who self-regulate typically don't allow themselves to become too angry or jealous, and they don't make impulsive, careless decisions. They think before they act. Characteristics of self-regulation are thoughtfulness, comfort with change, integrity, and the ability to say no. Motivation. People with a high degree of emotional intelligence are usually motivated. They're willing to defer immediate results for long-term success. They're highly productive. They love a challenge and are very effective in whatever they do. Empathy. This is perhaps the second most important element of emotional intelligence. Empathy is the ability to identify with and understand the wants, needs, and viewpoints of those around you. People with empathy are good at recognizing the feelings of others, even when those feelings may not be obvious. As a result, empathetic people are usually excellent at managing relationships, listening, and relating to others. They avoid stereotyping and judging too quickly, and they live their lives in a very open and honest way. Social skills. It's usually easy to talk to and like people with good social skills, another sign of high emotional intelligence. Those with strong social skills are typically team players. Rather than focus on their own success first, they help others to develop and shine. They can manage disputes, are excellent communicators, and are masters at building and maintaining relationships. This is an extract from Harvard Business Review, written in 2004 with Daniel Goleman. It breaks down each of the 5 components, gives you a definition, and covers off the hallmarks. So, for example, self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand your moods, emotions, and drivers, as well as their effect on others. The hallmarks are self-confidence, realistic self-assessment, and perhaps a self-deprecating sense of humor. All of that is included in a chart which is attached to the email you would have received. Right, finally, how to self-assess your EI. Attached to the email you would have received is an Excel spreadsheet. Each one of the areas, the 5 areas, has 10 questions, so there are 50 questions there. And if you could just, in the green zone, score each of the areas. And if you look at the tab at the bottom, you'll see the first tab is questions, the second tab is results, and if you click on the results once you've completed the scoring, you'll be able to print off and have your assessment of what your emotional intelligence is. And that's the end of the module. Thank you.